Hello, Taurus love. It's Kat here from Self-Unity. Welcome into your divine new moon solar eclipse reading. I am so grateful and honored to be here with you today, love. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me. Before we get started with your reading today, Taurus, I do want to share with you all that this is part 2 of a 3-part series that I am creating for each of the astrology signs for this eclipse season. So in part 1, we received and shared messages of guidance that were in connection to what it is that you were releasing and transmuting with the full moon lunar eclipse, which took place in the sign of Pisces on Sunday, September 7th. And so if you missed part 1 of your signs reading, I will have a link to your signs reading in the description box down below. You can also go to my channel, Self-Unity, and look for your signs reading on the channel. I also have a playlist for the eclipse season readings as well to make it easier for you to locate. All right, but in today's reading for part 2, we will be receiving messages of guidance that are in connection to what it is that you're initiating into your life, what's being invited into your life with this new moon solar eclipse, which is happening in the sign of Virgo and taking place on Sunday, September 21st. Okay, and then for part 3, which I will be sharing in a couple weeks time, we will be receiving messages of guidance that are in connection to all that you will be integrating from the lessons and experiences that you have worked through over the course of this eclipse season portal that we're working through right now. So make sure that you're subscribed to my channel, Self-Unity, so that you can catch all 3 parts to your signs reading for this eclipse season that we're working through. But let's go ahead and get into your reading today, Taurus. So we are going to start by pulling a card from the Spellcasting Oracle cards. And these cards are theme cards. Okay, so we're going to see what your theme is in connection to what you were setting intentions around, what you're connecting with during this new moon solar eclipse. Okay, so while I'm shuffling and drawing the cards, if there is anything that you would like to receive guidance on or set an intention around, take a moment to quietly ask yourself those questions and set those intentions with yourself now, and trust that you will receive the answer exactly when you are meant to. Okay, I felt that bottom card coming out for you. But before we unveil your theme card, we are going to pull your tarot cards. And so we are again using the Cozy Witch Tarot deck, which I also used in the full moon lunar eclipse reading, so it may look familiar to you. So let's see what our Taurus's tarot cards. Okay, we have 1. Let's get 2 more and then we'll get into your messages. Okay, so let's see what your theme card is for this new moon. Oh, we have protection. Protection with a little bit of Empress energy going on here. Mother Earth energy, Mother Gaia energy. All right, Taurus. So I'm just hearing that you need to hear that you are protected. You are protected and you are safe. There are people in this life right now, physically in this life, that are protecting you. They are putting things into place that will create a system of protection for you. And these systems of protection that they are creating for you may be things that you are not aware of, okay? But you need to know that you are protected. And then the other message is that you have energy that's also keeping you safe and protected no matter what you're working through right now. Okay, so I'm also seeing like spirit guides, ancestral guides, your past self and your future self have put into place systems, almost like karmic lessons, karmic experience kind of, but it's not karma. It's more like, so we're going to get a little deep here, a little spiritually deep. So what I'm seeing is when you come to Earth, when we manifest physically into this earthly realm, our souls create spiritual soul contracts to go through a series of lessons, situations. We also have soul contracts with like other souls, people, relationships that we are meant to form, that we are meant to work through, so we can learn lessons and allow our souls to expand and to ascend into the divine wisdom, the destinies, the information, the wisdom that we are meant to experience. Okay. And I'm seeing right now, Taurus, that there's something that you're going through where you may not feel as though you are protected. But what I'm saying around that energetic and spiritual protection, I'm saying that your soul has created these contracts, sort of like it's kind of like a karmic contract, but it's not karma in the sense of like, when we say karma, sometimes we think like, oh, karma's gonna get us, and we think of it in a negative sense, but karma's not always negative. Okay. And it's not negative for you, Taurus, because what I'm seeing is that you have done so much good in your life, and at your core, your soul is very good. It's very much holding on to this energy of just love and care and selflessness for others and for yourself and for the choices that you've made in your life. And so even if you find yourself right now in a very difficult, very challenging situation or connection, relationship, environment that is making you feel a little bit unsteady, a little bit unsafe, whether it's mentally, physically, or emotionally, you are protected. You are divinely protected, because your soul, your past self, your soul self, your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, God, Goddess, whatever higher power you believe in, along with your ancestors, your spirit teams, your angels, have put into place these energetic systems of protection, because they know how good you are at the core level. They know how deeply and divinely connected you are to the energy of true love, to yourself, and just like to the energy of love itself. Like you naturally embody this energy of love and wanting to give love selflessly to others. Okay. And the universe, God, your angels, your spirit team, your ancestors have seen that. And it's just that you have signed up to go through whatever it is that you're going through right now, because there are lessons of divine wisdom that you are working through right now. And it's really not about what's happening outside of you. It's more so to allow you to deepen in to yourself and the expansion of yourself on a soul level. Okay. And so what I mean by that, Taurus, is that there may be things about yourself where you may like tend to doubt yourself, or you have like specific like hardened beliefs about yourself. Okay, that's that bull energy coming in, the Taurus stubbornness. Like there may be things that you just are like really latching onto and tending to allow yourself to believe about yourself. So mentally and emotional attachments to how you're viewing yourself. And so these physical experiences or relationships are reflecting this sense of not feeling safe and protected, or just feeling unsure as to how things are going to play out, because your soul is going through this lesson of trying to get you to shift your perspective about yourself and what you're capable of, and how it's, what's the word, like expungible, it's not expendable, but it's like how flexible you really are. Okay, so it's like you've been really holding on to very specific beliefs and thoughts and emotions about yourself, but there may be some room for you to flex those beliefs a little bit. Okay, and that's what these external situations are trying to show you, is that you're not so hard-shelled as you would like to believe, and that there is room to allow this energy of flow into your life. Okay, but let's go ahead and get a little deeper. Let me see if there's anything else that wants to come through with this protection before we pull your tarot cards. That kind of took me on a little spiritual rant there for you, Taurus. They're just saying you are protected. You need to hear that you are protected. You are safe, even if you don't feel safe, Taurus. And I feel there's a lot of emotion that wants to come up too. Like you just really don't feel safe because you don't know what's happening. You don't know what's going to happen. And it's okay to not know. You're not meant to know. Because again, you're learning something about yourself. It's not about the external. It's not about what's happening. It's not about what you're unsure of. It's about what's going on internally. Okay, look at the light is coming from within her, and she's holding the world in her hands. And so what's happening externally, oftentimes in spiritual practices, spiritual wisdom and guidance, we say that what's happening externally is a direct reflection of what's happening internally. And in your case, it's happening to serve as a mirror to show you where we need to bring a sense of safety and protection and deeper understanding into spaces that you may have been neglecting within yourself and not allowing yourself to connect with and express. Okay, but let's go ahead and see what your tarot cards are so we can go a little deeper. Six of Cups. Give yourself the compassion you are never given. Six of Cups is all about childhood healing. All right. So this may be something that is stemming from a childhood wound, maybe childhood conditioning as well. This could also just be about past relationships, past connections that you've had. Maybe you are trying to connect with new people, new relationships, but it's bringing up the experiences, maybe traumas, or just like doubt that is connected to past relationships where you didn't feel safe, you didn't feel protected, or where maybe the disconnect of these relationships created this energy of being able to allow yourself to feel safe and comfortable in new relationships. Okay. But let's see what else we have here. We have Ace of Pentacles. Wow, what an abundant opportunity. Okay, so new avenues of finance, money, new physical environments may be coming in as well, which could rattle up your ability to feel safe and protected, because maybe you're being guided to really step outside your physical comfort zone, being, maybe you were always working in the same place for such a long time. Maybe you recently lost your job, or you chose to walk away from your job. And so now you're having to learn how to get comfortable in the uncomfortable of a new job or a new industry or a new career path. Okay. And then let's see, we also have Four of Wands. Family is whoever makes you feel the most safe and comfortable being you. Okay, yes, relationships is really being highlighted here today. We also have Six of Swords. All aboard, witch. It's time to write a new chapter. Yes. Okay, Taurus. So I feel that you have gone through a lot of shifts, a lot of release in your life, and these shifts and changes, whether or not you chose to make these changes happen in your life or they were implicated on you, it is bringing up a lot. Okay, you're going into spaces of healing, processing, grieving, times, experiences, connections, relationships from childhood. Okay, I'm seeing experiences from childhood and also conditioned beliefs. And then you are also working through the process of just learning how to find your sense of balance and being in safety without whatever it was that was removed from your life, whether it was a job or a relationship, or maybe you're even changing homes, like changing where you live, changing environments. And I'm seeing that there's a lot of resistance to this energy, because even if you made the choice to leave these situations behind, you still very much wish you could be connected in those spaces, because it's your comfort. And Taurus, you're a sign of comfort. You like things to be the same. You like them to remain the same. And that's why you have the protection card coming out, because even though things are changed in your physical environment and your relationships, you are going to be okay. You're going to get through this. I know things are so uncomfortable right now. There is not a constant in your life, and things are changing. And that's okay, Taurus. Change is the only constant in life. It is the very essence of life: evolution, change, transformation. And yes, there are routines, there's familiarity, and there's comfort that can be found within the change and transformations and cycles that we work through. Okay, so what I mean by that is, If you're into astrology, every 28 days, the moon moves through the same 12 signs. Just like every year, we move through the same 4 seasons. But within those cycles, we're still going through change 4 different times. We're experiencing change 4 different times of year. Okay, within that 28 days, we're moving through each of those 12 zodiac signs. The moon's moving through each of those 12 zodiac signs every 2 to 3 days. And so even though we can find familiarity and comfortability and routine within those cycles of change, there is still change that's occurring. There's still the potential and possibility for this sense of evolution, of self-development, of seeing things in a new light through new perspectives, okay? Because even though we move through those cycles in this sense of a routine and a sense of familiarity and comfortability, it's not always happening the same way that it did in the previous cycle, okay? And so here, I feel though, Taurus, even though Spirit was guiding me to share that example with you, I do feel here that you are going through a big, abrupt change, something that you really weren't expecting to go through. But, Taurus, it doesn't mean that you haven't been here before. All right, we all go through moments, lessons, and experiences in our life where we have to fully disconnect from things, where we have to move away from something that's no longer serving us, no longer supporting us, or things are removed away from our life because we're not aware that they're no longer supporting us, they're no longer serving us, or because, like I expressed in the beginning with just the protection card, where there is something that your soul, your spirit has signed up for to work through, to move through, to shift through in this lifetime, so you can learn those deeper truths and insights about yourself, okay? So I know the changes that you're going through right now are difficult, but you will get through this. You are meant to get through it. It is divinely guided, divinely, destined. This is like destiny energy here, where you're being taken off one path. These relationships, connections, situations, experiences, environments have been removed from your life to get you to align with this new chapter, this new way of seeing the world, and these connections that are actually truly deeply supportive to you, okay? And so this says families, whoever makes you feel the most safe and comfortable being you. You're trying to find the spaces that will allow you to fully embody the truth of who you are on a core level, and to just allow your light to shine so brightly that they will not question what you're doing or what you're expressing, how you're expressing it, where you're going, what you're saying, okay? But I'm also getting with that message too, Taurus, that there are parts of yourself that you have suppressed for so long, okay, from whatever the situation or this relationship was, like it did not allow you to fully tap into the truth of who you are on a deeper level, that you may not even quite yet fully be aware of these truths about yourself. And again, that's bringing me back to what this whole experience of change and transformation and feeling a little unsteady, feeling a little unsure, that's what this whole external situation is trying to show you, is that there are parts of yourself that you have repressed and suppressed maybe since childhood, and now is the time to allow yourself to explore those truths with your real loved ones, the people who really want to see you shine, want to see you express the depths of these truths, and to move into new spaces, new environments where you can fully allow yourself to feel safe and comfortable in exploring these long forgotten truths about yourself, okay? So Taurus, this is really giving, let your guard down. All right, let your guard down. Okay, so we're going to pull 2 oracle cards from the Seasons of the Witch, the Litha Oracle. So let's see what your oracle cards are. All right, what does Taurus need to know from the oracles? Let's get one more. There we go. Okay, so you have stargazing number 33. It takes a lot of courage to reach for the stars, to expand the self, but it's possible expanding Yes, you're going through this process of expanding. And I also want to mention 33 is the number of divine support, divine protection. You know, anytime I see number 33, okay, so anytime I was not expecting to share this, but Spirit wants me to share this. So anytime I see number 33, my mind is like, oh no, why are my spirit guides letting me know they're here? Because when we seek that divine protection, that divine support from our angels, our ancestors, our loved ones on the other side, it's usually because we're going through something that's a little bit heavy. And so 33 is coming in as confirmation just to let you know that you are divinely protected, even though you're going through something that's a little challenging, something that you're really unsure of how it's going to work out, how things are going to come back into a space of comfortableness, familiarity. It's okay. Your spirit team's letting you know that they are walking with you through this path. Your past self, your future self is letting you know that they are walking with you through this time. Okay. Okay, let's see what your other card is here. We also have Mermaid 24. Let the allure of the mythical siren seduce your curiosity. Magic awaits. Okay, so with these two cards, I'm getting this message that you are trying new things. Okay, you're being guided to try new things, to really allow yourself, give yourself permission to step outside your comfort zone and to try new things. And Spirit's coming in and they're saying, not just trying new things in a physical sense. Okay, so this doesn't mean like, oh, I've always wanted to try roller skating, so I'm gonna go put some skates on and try roller skating. No, this is something a little bit deeper is what I'm getting. And when I start to share this, you'll know what I mean is what Spirit's saying. So there is something very deeply meaningful that you've been wanting to try. So, you know, maybe like writing a book about your life. So maybe like writing a biography about your life. But through the process of you writing that biography about your life, you're going to have to tap into some deep emotions, deep thoughts about yourself and about these experiences, okay? And so the deeper sense of trying something new that you've always wanted to try or that you've always felt called to try, maybe you haven't necessarily wanted to try it, but you felt called to try it, there's a lot of resistance to it because it's going to require you to go to spaces within yourself, again, spaces that you've pushed down, that you've repressed because you were constantly existing in spaces that wouldn't allow you to embody those depths and truths of who you are and what you feel and what you really feel called to express, okay? It's almost like, you know, when you work a corporate job and you're taught and trained to just show up every day, wear like just plain black clothes, black and white clothes, that's the dress code. You show up to work, you get the job done, you don't say anything, you don't talk back, your boss tells you to do something, you just go in and do it, okay? Even if you have like a creative idea or way that could get the job done better, you don't say it or you're gonna get reprimanded for it, okay? So it's kind of like the energy of just constantly showing up to work, getting the job done day in and day out, and then going home, going to bed, and then rinse and repeat, doing the same thing again and again, and not really allowing yourself to be in spaces where you can express your creativity, where you can say, hey, I don't want to do that. That doesn't light me up. That doesn't bring me joy. Why would I do that? Or where you get to finally decide how to dress and you have, instead of just 2 colors to pick from, you have, you know, hundreds of colors to pick from. And it's really this process of just learning the truth of who you are on a soul level and how you want to express the truth of who you are. And so when Spirit's saying go out and try something new, they're meaning go out and share with the world who you really are on a core level. Whether that's, you know, whether you're starting that through expressing yourself through your style and fashion, whether you maybe start a blog, writing your truth and putting it online, or you start writing that autobiography. Maybe you start writing journal articles, submitting them to the newspaper. or starting like video logs and posting it on YouTube, posting it on a social media channel every day. Yes, there's something deeper about yourself that you have not allowed yourself to explore and pursue, that is a direct expression of your truth, your creative divinity, your divine light. And it's time to allow yourself to tap into that, to find the truth of yourself, and to give yourself permission to fully embrace it and embody it. And Taurus, it's bringing up emotions here. This is an emotional journey for you, okay? And Taurus, I have some Tauruses in my life, and they do not like to tap into that energy of emotion, all right? They are the sign of being stubborn. That's, you're known as the stubborn sign, and you don't want to feel that pushback of any energy that, society has implicated amongst the Taurus sign, I guess, amongst people, individuals that can quote unquote appear to make them seem weak. And so it's not just around emotions though for you, Taurus, because you've been in those spaces, like I said, with the example of the corporate job, where you just have not been allowed to really express yourself and the truth of yourself. And for some of you, this could be like your family conditioning as well. Maybe your parents taught you not to do things a certain way, or to do things a certain way, not to show the truth of who you are, and to, just kind of always, dress up, look pretty, don't cry, don't wipe your eyes, don't express anger, don't create tension, be a people pleaser, all that kind of energy. And so you're working through the energy of releasing all that and letting it go and transmuting it, transforming it, so you can really align to the truth of who you are. And with that process comes the processing of some tough emotions that you're not going to want to express and feel into. But this is your sign, this is your confirmation that it's okay to allow yourself to feel and express and release those emotions, because it will also help you to move the energy along and to invite that energy of flow into your life, so that you can know and see just how protected you are in this experience, in this process. Okay, love, so Spirit has me channeling up a storm in your reading here today. So we are going to pull your last card here from the Druid Plant Oracle. And these cards, I was guided to use these cards because with the new moon, we set new moon intentions. We plant seeds. We set seeds of intention during the new moon. So we're going to see what plant seed you're guided to work with for this solar eclipse. You have agrimony. Agrimony. I do not know a lot about agrimony, so let's take a moment here. It looks like we have like maybe a birch tree there, and we have these little yellow buds, little seedlings coming up. Okay, agrimony almost makes me think of like being a little aggravated. Okay, and then we also have Moni, which is like money, and you have the Ace of Pentacles, so there could be some aggravation towards like finances or your career or a job. Maybe this is what you've had to leave behind again, which maybe it has put a damper on your money situation. Okay, so we're just doing wordplay right now. I will read a little from the book, but this is Spirit coming in again and assuring you that you are protected and safe on this journey. You are just being rerouted, redirected to align with new spaces and environments, new jobs, new career paths that will support you 100%. Okay, you're being aligned to new workspaces that fully allow you to access the depths and truth of your divine gifts, your divine creativity, and to move into spaces where you are heard, where you are asked to give your input, the depth of your input. Okay, not surface level input that is operating off of the systems that they already have in place, but to where you can come in and really speak your mind, really speak your truth and not be reprimanded for it, not be pushed down or pushed away from it, where people are really listening to what you have to say, taking it in, and then having an open and honest discourse about it, okay? And so even if you're feeling a little aggravated about money or finances right now, you have the Ace of Pentacles, you have the protection card as well, assuring you that your finances will be safe, you will be safe along this journey, okay? There's always so much money to go around, Taurus, and you're resourceful. You're becoming even more resourceful the closer you allow yourself to tap into yourself. Okay, so Agrimony is actually the first card in this deck too, which represents new beginnings. And so you are shifting into that new beginning. And because we're talking about money, Ace of Pentacles, new financial beginnings. So this says purification, liberation, preparation for new beginnings, unhealthy attachment, sorrow, and lethargy. So one of the Gaelic names for Agrimony is Druidine, which has been interpreted as sorrow of the Druids. However, a more complete interpretation would explain that it is a dispeller of sorrow used by the Druids, since Agrimony has the special property of helping to liberate people from depression and lethargy by eliminating negative energy from their aura and their home. If you've drawn this card upright, this may suggest that you are ready to let go of feelings, thoughts, or attachments that are no longer serving you. Agrimony brings a sense of purification and liberation that makes you want to step boldly forward into a new phase of your life, or perhaps a new job or relationship. Any sorrow that you may have been feeling will be dispelled, and whatever negative energies may have been lingering in your home or workplace will soon vanish as swiftly as the night vanishes at dawn. I'm also going to read the reverse meaning for you here. A feeling of sadness or lethargy may be weighing you down at present. Life may seem to have lost its savor, and you wish that it felt like spring again. Often such feelings come from attachments that once may have brought you joy or comfort, but which now seem to have turned, just as milk that once was nourishing can later turn sour. This may mean that you need to spend some time spring cleaning your life, both inwardly and outwardly. See if you can give or throw away unnecessary clutter in your home, and ask yourself, do I really need this? Of just about everything. Just as physical pain is a sign that your body needs attention, so feelings of sorrow and lack of energy may well be symptoms telling you that you must look after your own needs before those of others. At least until you feel better. By doing this, blockages will clear, negative energy will be dispersed, and you will start to move towards a new phase of your life. Okay, so we uncovered a lot with that explanation, but the big one standing out to me was with that reverse meaning, where in order to help yourself fully release and shift the energy of what it is that you may be holding on to from what's been removed from your life, is to declutter. Any physical objects that resemble or remind you of a connection to those past spaces, throw them away or put them in a box out of sight, where you can reassess and reflect on whether or not you want to keep them later on in life. But if you can, allow yourself to declutter, donate them, toss them out, because they're just serving as a painful reminder, okay? The other one is that you are at the precipice of a new beginning. Okay, this is all setting you up for a new beginning, a new way of seeing yourself and how you operate and connect with your outward, external, physical environments, relationships, your job, your home, your environment, okay? And so this is, like I said, this is all, it feels very divinely destined. Even though you've been going through a lot, you've been releasing and transmuting a lot, you are going through a big transformation that you were really destined to go through, because again, it's teaching you something deeper about yourself and how you allow yourself to express the depths of your truth, your divine wisdom, your creative inspiration and insight. And you're going to see, when you finally allow yourself to really step outside of those spaces of comfort that you've been attaching to, you'll see just how magically responsive the people you're sharing this wisdom with respond to it. Like, they're going to respond in such a beautiful, open way that it's also going to come in and allow for even deeper perspective shifts around how you view yourself and the people and places that you have been allowing yourself to connect with versus where you are now being guided to connect with, okay? All right, Taurus love. So that is it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. Wow, your reading took some time. So thank you if you have stuck around me this long. This is the longest reading I've done, but your messages were really flowing through. So I really thank you for tuning in today, Taurus. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up. And I'm wishing you a beautiful, blessed new moon solar eclipse. Until next time, bye, love.